Good evening, Canada. We are again with a brand new episode of Voice of Canada. I'm your host, Asphandiar Wadiwalla, my co-host, Cindy Young, and I've got dynamic couple today. My longtime friends, but they are so dynamic that I never knew for nearly 10 years what they were made of. But when I read their bios, did research, study for 2 days, and it took me nearly 2 hours to make an advanced format.
Well, thank you.
So we truly, I came to know Chyrell-Samson Ronquillo and Rodney Ronquillo.
Yes.
They are really, really talented, and he's a music composer. And today, the music which you will be hearing, the songs also, the music has been composed by Rodney.
Yes.
And they are amazing, talented. They have got so much talent in them that at this age they have achieved really great heights. So I wish both
thank
of you all the best. Keep
Thank you very
working
much. Will do.
and remain humble,
Thank you.
because I know you all since a decade. So I'm proud to say that they are my longtime friends. Am I right, Cheryl?
Yes.
Cheryl?
Yes, you're correct.
And then I came to know Rodney. Okay, so just in the beginning, inform our viewers of Voice of Canada, just your name. Okay, you are so and so, you are so and so, and thank you for inviting in our show. That's all. So you can
Okay,
start with.
Hi, everybody. My name is Rodney Ronquillo, and it's a pleasure and an honor to be here on the Voice of Canada, VOC, as you can see over there as well. And it's a pleasure to be on your show.
It's an
as well
honor
as-
for us
as
to
we-
have you,
Yeah.
the friends
Thank you, my friend.
with so much of talent.
We have so much in common, actually, believe it or not, as well.
And God willing, today you took off, and I'm really honored. Okay, you all both, you're so busy. Okay, you had to take off. Otherwise, they would have been late. They stay very far off.
That's
Pretty
amazing.
far off.
Yeah.
And the traffic,
Toronto.
and the
Yeah,
401
lots of
and
hours.
Toronto. So they were here by
Toronto.
4:15.
I don't know if there's ever a good time
Oh,
to
God.
travel.
You know, and then we
Why?
soon we will be inviting you for the second time because our dinner is overdue.
Oh,
And
yes.
that will be in Mississauga, let me
Sushi.
tell you. Because we have got a much better restaurants back.
Oh, nice.
Chinese ones also. Much better quality and all you will enjoy. So just
Oh, I'm
make
there.
a trip, we'll arrange,
Okay.
and both of you will be coming soon.
Sounds like a
And
plan.
we'll fulfill that now because with the COVID and other circumstances and
Oh,
hectic
that's-
life, that has we're unable to do it since last 3 years.
It's about time. And
About
I think
time we must
freedom.
meet, relax, and
For everybody.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
everybody. Yeah.
For sure.
so go ahead.
Good times.
Such a pleasure having you here, and it's such an honor to meet you. Thank you very much for coming to Voice of Canada.
Thank you, Cindy. It's a pleasure to meet you. An honor as well.
Oh, thank you very much. And I've read your bio, and I can't wait to hear. It's so vast.
I'll do my best.
And my first question does go to Rodney.
Okay, sure.
And welcome to our show. And while studying your bio, we see that you're a multi-talented, full-stack musician and record music
You can
producer
put the word
here
power
in
pack.
Toronto.
Power pack guy.
Power pack guy. That is absolutely for
You know?
sure.
Yeah.
If you can inform us and our viewers exactly what you mean by full-stack musician.
Yeah.
Okay.
Explain the
I've never
stat.
heard
I
that
could-
either, so I'm
that
interested.
word I'm also confused. What do you
Yeah.
mean by full stack musician?
Okay, well, here's what I mean by full stack, if anything. Full stack is actually a term taken from the information technology industry, because I'm also a web developer and all that stuff as well. Full stack web developer, for example, they can code, they can
From
design
initial
websites,
stages,
they
you develop
program and
music.
everything. That's where the term comes from. But I borrowed the term from the industry and used it in music. So as a full stack musician, I not only write music, I also I compose, I sing. I mean, to a certain degree as well. I play instruments as well. I mix, I produce, I master. I do a lot of all of that
Yeah,
stuff as one
multi-talented.
person.
So that's
Yeah.
that multifaceted.
That's
For
what it
sure,
is.
yeah.
I think, for lack of a better word, multifaceted would have been easier. But full stack is just
No, it's nice to
easy
know that.
now.
Because that was a new word. I was also
I
when I
probably
read
invented
when
it.
I read it, I said,
like the
"What
new
do
term."
you mean by full stack?"
Yeah.
Then I googled it, and
Yeah.
it gave me some meaning of it.
Oh, okay.
A person
All
who
right.
does all the mixing and everything and developing and all is a full stack.
Like a Renaissance
Yeah,
person
yeah, yeah.
altogether. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
My second question is to Cheryl, my very dear friend. I still remember as Samson only. But now
Go
I
ahead,
have to
go
say
ahead.
Samson Ronquillo.
Go ahead.
So don't mind, because I've known her since long.
No problem.
And she has always been very kind, a very multi-talented singer. And she has not only remained singer, She has performed in the performance of art in lots of fields. She has helped so many young kids I've seen, trained them, and she has remained so many times. She's not a person who would like to come on the stage in front of the public. She has done great work behind the stage also.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You know?
And even backing vocalists, like she would not even.
So she's
take
a
part.
talented
She
person,
helps.
and she has proved her worth.
Yeah.
Because I recall during 2-3 events I met you at of our friend, mutual friend, and I met you at the behind the stage, and I never saw you
But behind the
again.
stage.
Yes, at Josie's events.
Oh yeah, for sure. But Josie's
Both
events,
of
the
you. Then
JDL events,
afterwards, I couldn't meet you. Whereas we did so much of Master of Ceremonies, awards, certificates, and all.
You're
And I
very
was-
busy.
I kept on looking for Cheryl and him, but both were there helping the group.
Of course. Oh,
And the
that's beautiful.
performances were all their hard work
Of course.
behind. So, introduce yourself, what all you do. You have got so much to say, so inform our viewers of Voice of Canada, said how you develop all that liking for singing and art, performance of art, and God knows what all you do.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Chyrell-Samson Ronquillo, and thank you so much, Aspy, for the kind.
Because you're my dear friend.
Of course.
That's why I have to say a few kind words,
Thank
definitely.
you so much. Yes, I think you've already heard a little bit of what I do, but you're asking about my singing. I started singing when I was 3
Wow.
because it was a long time. I've been singing, like, my mom was the one who really taught me how to sing, because my mom,
Nice.
It's in the blood of Filipinos. Most of
Yes.
the Filipinos I've seen, they are good at singing and dancing.
Some beautiful
Yeah.
These
There's
two
a
things
lot,
are, yeah,
yeah.
and the
A lot of music.
playing of
Yes,
lot
yeah.
of music and
Yes.
all, and they are full of life. But
Mhm.
still, I would call her a diva. Because we used to call the 3 divas of Filipino community from
Yeah.
Bathurst and Wilson.
Who?
From
Bathurst and
Wilson.
areas of Bathurst and Wilson. 3 of them.
there, yeah.
Yeah, you know,
From
because those
Soka.
days we used to have lots of pageants, Filipino pageants.
Mm.
Right.
So
Yes.
many lost the count because more than half I was judged as an
Oh,
international
okay.
pageant judge. And you know, my other friends also. So they used to always pull in,
Yeah.
you know. And I did for 2 or 3 years judging the pageants and attending the shows and all when Prestige was in full swing.
I remember Prestige.
But now
Yes.
Prestige is being reopened.
Oh, is it
Oh,
really?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Oh, okay.
I
should
just
check it
got
out.
the news last week
Yeah.
that she is opening a new location.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So she said, Jaspi, come over. She sent me the page also to like and all that stuff because I used to visit a lot.
Oh, okay.
But later on, God knows, before COVID only, she had to close down.
Hmm.
What happened, what circumstances were, which were because the overheads were there.
Hmm.
Fixed overheads were very high.
Yeah.
So she had to close down and that the premises were rented. So she gave up. And now after such a long time, I think she's married. She has got a child also.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And she has reopened somewhere on the intersection of Finch and something.
Okay. All right.
Downtown. Yeah, Prestige. And she has put the board recently of the club and it's going to open soon.
Oh, we got to check it out.
And that was
It's
a
about time.
good place to
Yeah.
hang out. I used to hang out a lot.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I used to hang out a lot, but then later on, I had received a memo also from our party headquarters. Avoid your appearance so much at this place. Because later it became a little controversial also. You know, so then I said, okay, now it's a time to stop. And I stopped even going for the judging also.
Sorry to hear that.
So
Yeah.
tell us more about what all you do, not only singing.
Not only singing. So as
You
I
have
said,
directed, you've taught so many young girls, I remember. And at the same time, she does, with the collaboration of Philippine Consulate,
Oh,
every year she does that grand event, whereas others are not there. She's in the part of the committee.
Right, right.
my
Yeah.
organization, the Philippine
Organization,
that I
yeah,
am in,
yeah. And
I'm
especially the downtown thing.
Yes.
So tell us what is all about.
Oh, that one. Okay. Aside from singing, I do teaching some people who wants to sing, and also help out in the community. Like I'm current. Can I mention the organization? Or I'm a current secretary of the Philippine Independence Day Council.
Wow, wow.
So we have a lot of events every year. We just finished a picnic at Earl Wales Park
Oh,
last
wow.
Saturday, and it was fun. You sang there, Rodney. Sang
We
there.
had a great time
you
there.
had a great
Beautiful,
time.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You all
Yes.
are both are amazing.
She even promoted the film that she's in.
Yes,
Oh,
it's
uh-huh.
the
That's
film
the
that
film,
I'm
yeah.
in. So aside
That's
from
coming
that,
up.
it's
Ah,
coming up. Yes,
yeah.
yes, it's going to be in July 8th. There's another.
So whenever there is a premiere,
Yeah.
invite me.
Oh, you're invited 100%.
So I will
Well,
definitely
awesome.
walk the red carpet with my Chyrell.
100%.
Yeah.
You got it. You got it, my
Yeah.
friend. You got
That'd
it,
be
my
great
friend.
because now I know
Yes.
her.
And Rodney actually did the music for the
I did
film, the
beautiful,
short film,
beautiful.
the whole
Wow.
score. So,
Yeah.
so we're involved in that film.
Because I met your new consul general at the last event of Josie.
Oh,
Yes, he was there. When we were there in the downtown core. So I met him and he was a very nice gentleman.
Oh, okay.
Very
I
refined gentleman. And we invited him for the second time here when Richie came.
Right.
But he could not make it. He sent his regrets. He was busy that day. So I understand
Oh, that's a
diplomats have got so much of
Yeah.
responsibility to represent the country.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh.
But he's a nice young man. But I still remember our old Consul General of Philippines. You remember she's ambassador or she has retired.
I forgot her name.
Remember?
Jill West, something West, her last name.
Yeah, West.
West, I forgot.
Correct.
Yeah.
She's in contact with me.
Oh, that's
That's
nice.
good.
How's
Yeah.
she doing?
She's fine. She writes to me whenever I say hi to her.
Oh, nice.
She responds. She's my friend on Facebook for last
so
couple
nice.
of years.
Yeah.
A wonderful person. And I had met her at that event in downtown. And then when the Filipino president was here with Stephen Harper,
Oh, Harper at that Roy
we
Thompson
were
Hall.
there. Yes,
I
Roy
remember that.
Thompson.
We were there.
We were there.
Yeah, yeah.
We were among the VIP rows, and I recall her, and she even that day we took a picture together.
Oh, nice.
Because we were in the first three or third or fourth line, and you know how packed the house was.
Oh my gosh, no standing there.
And even there was a huge
Oh.
community
Yeah.
standing outside Royal Thompson
yeah.
Hall, but because they could not get the entry.
Yeah,
Just
it
to
was-
have a
Wow.
glimpse of the president of Philippines
Yes.
and ever
Just to
popular
get a
Stephen-
glimpse.
Stephen
Yeah.
Harper.
Yeah.
And the function went so well, and we
Nice.
all went much ahead of time in all too, because we knew our seats were reserved, but still
Right, but still, you
we
want
were
to make
so
sure.
excited because Canada and Philippines have always enjoyed a very brotherly and friendly relationship.
No, 100%.
Oh,
Yeah. Especially with the
very
like,
close.
the resources like the import of coconut, for example, coconut
Mhm.
water, which we need for our athletes.
No, so many
That's
things.
So many
So many-
things.
So many
So
things
many
we are
things,
involved
yeah.
culturally and socially, and not only the
Economically.
imports, but
Mhm.
Filipinos are hardworking people.
Oh yeah. For
Oh,
sure.
yeah,
That's
very
And
in
you
our
know,
culture.
till last year when I did some research on your community, we have a huge population of 2.4 million Filipinos all over Canada.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Do you know
That's a
that?
lot.
The
Yes.
figure
No, I
is
didn't.
very large.
Yes.
Last time I remember was
Very
200,000
large.
before. That's
And-
years ago.
And I'm so proud that after Senator Enverga,
Oh,
who died prematurely on an official visit to Colombia,
yeah.
he had a
yeah.
heart attack. But his wife is still in contact with us. And I met her
We're
at
good
Josie's
friends.
place also. We are
Yeah,
friends.
we're good
But
friends.
we lost a good senator
Yeah.
and a conservative.
You know what? He actually, the Burgess, they actually gave me my start. Actually, like I worked with the other organizations, but they promoted me. They were the ones who actually promoted me in the community to start
And the
with.
community should be proud that currently we have a member of parliament from a Filipino community, Richie Valdez, Eileen Richie
congratulations to her.
Valdez.
Yeah.
She's a young blood and she been to thrice to our
Mhm.
show.
Yeah, she has. Yeah.
You were
Oh, wow.
there?
I
Yeah.
was there.
She was there for one of the shows
For one of
because
them, yeah.
last time though when she completed the first year in the parliament, she herself requested me, Gaspi, I would like to come to your show.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, see the attraction.
Nice.
She's incredible.
She's
yes.
incredible. You were there that
Mhm.
day. And we had a reception also
Yes.
after the interview. We cut the cake also
Oh,
because we
Yeah.
honor.
And it was great cake.
we properly honor people.
Yeah.
And she's very deserving
Nice.
and a hardworking. And I always wish her, though she belongs to another party, but basically we are all Canadians.
Yeah,
I
Indiana.
don't
Yes.
forget. I don't
Indiana.
see the red door, the orange door, and the blue door.
No.
We're
Yeah.
But
all-
when
Everyone is
when
Canadian.
our nationalism is required, we are first Canadians. Just remember that.
that's right.
Yeah.
And we stand for the Maple Leafs.
That's
And we
right.
stand for the
Yes.
Maple Leaf and for our federation.
And our freedoms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead. You have to
So I'm back to you, Rodney.
Oh, okay, all right.
You're now on. So from your awesome bio, we read that at a tender age of 13, oh my goodness, I taught 13-year-olds, and I can't even imagine that they would do what you did, and they're incredible too. You composed your first piano instrumental on the graduation day, your grade 8 graduation
Oh, boy.
ceremony. So if you could give us a full account of
Yeah.
how you planned this and how you did this.
Okay.
It's incredible.
Well, high school, pre-high school, you know how it's like growing up. You meet students that can be of different characters, right? And so forth. Oh,
For
I'm
sure.
big over there. But
Yeah.
anyway,
No, you have to look at us.
I have to look at it. Okay.
And the final, and when we give the final comments, then
Okay.
you'll be looking the camera.
Oh, okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's like a coffee talk.
oh, right, that's right. Well, you see, when I was composing it, I had to keep in mind what music was like in those days. Like in
Right.
the '80s, right? So we
Yes.
listened to like Peter Cetera or
Right.
David Foster songs. So I had to play it like a rock ballad in a way. It was just a collection of all my experiences with everybody else in there, and it would be something like we've all made it through graduation day, and it was nerve-wracking because I've never sung and performed piano in front of like at least 1,000 students.
Did you actually performed it?
I did.
Wow.
I did, and I
that's
was
incredible.
nervous because I had some bullies right behind me at the
Well,
time.
yeah,
But I've seen your performances.
Yeah,
He
well,
sings very well.
yeah.
And a 13-year-old
Playing and
is,
singing, playing and
Yeah.
singing.
and in front of your peers at 13 is very
but a
hard.
standing ovation because nobody in our school did that ever. And then after that, it's like,
Amazing.
I want to keep doing this. I
That
love
took
it.
a lot of courage.
That's
It
very
did.
good.
It did.
Okay, so we will be taking a short break, and we'll be back soon with you. Come back after our short break in our program Voice of Canada, produced by Awaz TV Entertainment. Your host Asphandiar Wadiwalla, female co-host is Cindy Young, and our dynamic guest Chyrell and Rodney. Back with us after the
Absolutely
short break. So welcome again. So Chyrell, you were initially connected mostly at stage, doing lots of stage performances, and for a long period of time you concentrated all your efforts on the stage. But later, how you just moved on to a media of films?
With film, okay, yeah. With film, I really started with doing voiceovers
Wow,
for a film, and my very
background voices.
background voice. My very first
Beautiful.
one was an independent film. I can't remember the title, but it's been a while. I was a computer voice, actually.
Uh-huh.
The sci-fi film, and then I just had to do all those computer voices.
It's
And-
incredible what you can do now. eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible.
So that's where I started with the film, and then somebody also asked me to do voiceover for a animation, just like one character in the film, in the animation. And yeah, I think that's where it all started with the film, and then later on I move on to like film, doing background, like a background person for another film that was just
Mhm.
shown at TIFF called Islands, and then later on this one that we just finished called the short film. Called the Return to Country, which is a short film that I'm in, and I was
Because
I don't
we
know.
have another friend from the Filipino community who makes films.
Oh,
Yeah. She's a great friend of mine.
Yeah.
She does she has made lots of films, but I think before COVID she had some conflict in the film, and it was stopped, and it was stay order was taken, and lots of confusion took place, which was not a
Complications,
good thing. Complication,
Yeah.
because she really worked hard. She put all her money, everything, efforts into it, and later on it was a fraction of
Oh,
confusion.
wow.
So anyhow, go
it's
ahead.
too bad. Rodney, I'm back to you again.
Hi.
I see
We're
a trend.
friends
So you're indeed a born musician, as you have mastered the art of playing, arranging, composing, and songwriting, all on keyboards, piano, synthesizer as your main instruments. If you can give us a full account of your love for all of those instruments that I said, but if you can also inform us maybe a little bit about your trombone experience.
Trombone?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is a
You didn't do a
trembling?
trombone?
Trombone, which is a trombone is just a brass instrument, but
Brass
just has a
instrument.
Wow,
slide.
that needs a lot of strength.
Oh, you got to
Yeah.
blow it really hard, and each time you may have to also
Must have strong lungs.
yeah, strong lungs, and you have to
Yes.
you have to dispose of all the saliva that gets into it too
Uh-huh.
as well. You know, you
I
just,
played trombone for a
Yeah.
little bit.
yeah, and you need like you
you
said,
need lots of air.
lots of air, a lot of strong,
Very
lungs.
strong lungs.
Very strong
Very
lungs.
strong
Just to-
lungs.
You
just to
still
create
play?
power. I can still play it. I just don't have access to it, but I remember everything in the feel of it
Mhm.
as well. But as for the other instruments and so forth, see, the way I compose music, I've always heard orchestras in my mind. And whenever I create music or arrange music, I feel like, oh, this needs a little French horn, or this needs a bigger string section in it. Well, let's put some rock guitar in here and so forth. I just do everything in the computer. And then I just, I just mix it up and so forth and just do corrections here and there. But it's got to sound like an orchestra in my mind. That's just how I think.
Amazing.
Anything. But I don't play those instruments. I actually synthesize them in the computer. So I'll call up a French horn on the computer and I'll just play it on the keyboard and then I'll just finesse it.
And do you have the sound of that orchestra in your mind? Like, has that always been something, or is it something that you developed over time with your experience?
It's always been in my imagination. Like the first
Yes.
time I actually heard that stuff was when I watched Star Wars.
Oh.
Growing up as a kid, it's like, oh, I wish I could have that in my mind. And then suddenly I would just hear it in
And
my
you're
mind.
just starting to.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, when I was a young kid as well, I actually developed something called perfect pitch.
I was just about to
Yeah.
ask you that question. If you have perfect
Yeah,
pitch.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I had to develop it because and I love my parents. Don't get me wrong, but the piano was starting to make my dad annoyed.
So your main instrument
So-
you play is piano?
It's piano. It's piano, right?
I've
And
seen
I
him.
had
He
a grade
plays
8
very
exam,
well.
right? And it's like I couldn't play it, so I had to hear everything in my mind 6 weeks before my exam. Did not
Yes.
touch a piano. When I went to the Royal Conservatory of Music
Yeah.
and I had to do my exam,
Wow.
I played as if everything
It
was
is
in my
all
head.
there.
It's
Yeah.
the power of suggestion and the power of the imagination. Anyone can do this,
Mhm.
right? But you really have to be passionate about it and so forth. So, but I developed perfect pitch in the process, and I use that for songwriting all the time. It helps me correct things on the fly.
Having perfect pitch is absolutely amazing. What a talent.
Oh,
to have.
it helps a lot.
Oh,
Okay, so
Great
let's
tool.
move forward
Sorry,
because the time, paucity of time.
Okay.
So Cheryl, my question goes to you. When we did some research on you, we saw that you have even appeared in our national TV channels like Omni 2, CMFT, it's CFMT's Filipino programs.
Yes.
So tell us something more about it, because I never knew you have even come in Omni and this other TV channel, which are
Yes.
national channels.
Yes, I started I was invited in 96 or 9, in the late 90s.
Wow.
It's a show called Philippine Sunday. That was my first one. So
You
I
were
did,
here
like-
that time?
Yes, I came in 95 in Toronto. So
Okay, so you are 2 years senior to me. We came in 97.
Oh, 97,
wow.
yes. And that show was, I can't remember, maybe 98. That was my first one. I think it's CFMT. And we did I guessed it maybe twice or 3 times. I can't remember throughout the years. Did some singing and then, mostly singing. And then the Omni one, I think that's the front. I forgot the
Omni
title of
2.
it.
You mentioned
Omni 2,
Yeah.
sorry. And then after that was
And you did some radio too.
radio, yeah. With,
Because I
AM
recall I was
530,
interviewed by the Pinoy radio
Oh.
from Bathurst. My interview was taken twice.
Yes, I don't know if you remember Ramon Carretas.
Yeah.
He's the host of that radio show.
Mhm.
And I did a lot of events coordination. Like mostly I would go on air and just announce events, what's happening in the community and those stuff.
Lovely.
And then doing
Lovely.
some research for the
Go ahead.
Rodney, if you can please inform our viewers of all the great work that you've contributed by producing multiple albums, in which you have shown and showcased a wide variety of music abilities and various genres as well.
Okay.
So if you could talk a bit about that to us.
Well, one of my dreams as a musician was that I wanted to work with the world's greatest musicians. But in order for me to do that, I had to do it at a local level and so forth. And I had no idea how many great singers we have in our
Amazing.
community as well. So every time I would meet a singer, I hear a song in my head, and it's like,
Mhm.
can we work together? And then I would produce it with them, and then we'd release an album here and there. I must have had probably about 15 albums released
Amazing.
altogether, all productions of different artists, but some of our own. It all started as well when I did a compilation album that was this cross country. If anything, I worked with musicians from Montreal all the way to Vancouver, And we just bought a CD together, and we just sold it in our community. It just sold out as well. So
That's incredible.
yeah, so I mean, I love to help people, if anything,
Yeah.
So that's.
Cheryl, the question goes for you that we see that the age of 12, you developed the interest for singing around. But tell us a little more details that how did you develop that interest and what all you did from 12 onwards. I don't think you look back even after that.
Yes.
That you got so much of success that you are a hit.
Actually, I really started at, as I said, three when I was 3. When my mom was teaching me like songs, I always ask her how to sing this song because she has a song book. There's no internet before, like you can search for lyrics, right? So I have to ask her for that. And then when I was 12, I started to go into, I was interested in choirs. So I joined the Glee Club when I was 12. And then 15, I wanted the choirs, the church choir.
Church choir.
And
Because
then,
we'll merge
always
this
a good place
question
to start.
because later the question was for choir. So tell us about the choir. We will delete that question and we'll move forward quickly.
Do you want me to tell more about it?
Yeah,
I'll do it quickly. So, church choir, and then high school Glee Club. Then when I was in university, joined 2 choirs again, and then was also continuously in the church choir. When I came to Toronto, I was also in the church choir and also joined another Mississauga-based Filipino choir,
Nice.
which was like it's gone now.
Because church plays a vital role. I've seen a lot of
For sure.
children have developed themselves with the help of church.
100%.
Yes.
Choir and all that activities goes on.
It sparks that
Social
musical.
activities
Mhm.
because our communities are broad based.
Yeah.
We believe in singing, even the religious songs also, they are so entertaining.
Oh, for sure.
And they are full of meaning.
You
Yes,
feel it.
yes.
You feel it inside your blood. So that makes a difference and that child develops the
100%.
100%,
Yes.
I believe.
Yeah.
And you all have got a beautiful church of your community where your wedding took place.
Oh, thank
Am
you.
I right? And it was the first time I had gone to that church.
You were there.
I was there. I
Yeah.
still remember a beautiful church.
It was actually it
In
was our first
Mississauga?
time too. Yes.
Actually,
It wasn't really our church
it was
parish.
designated
Yeah.
because it was the most available at the time.
Yes,
And
at
it
the
was
Most
time,
available.
yeah. At the
But
time,
it's a
But it's a
Filipino
beautiful,
managed,
yeah,
no?
yeah.
Was it?
I'm not really
Yeah,
sure.
the father was a Filipino.
He's a
Yes,
Filipino.
he's
Oh,
Fil-
yeah.
he's
They-
That time
Filipino.
when during your marriage, I could see the father was a Filipino.
Yeah, he's
He's-
Filipino, but actually he's also a priest at another church in Eglinton.
Wow,
And
wow.
the airport, too. Pearson
And the
Airport.
Pearson Airport
And
as
it's a
well.
new
Yeah.
structure.
Yeah.
Was it new now?
It's a new
Oh, wow.
place. It
Oh,
was
wow.
pretty new. Otherwise, you have seen the churches, the old churches.
Yeah, yeah.
But this place where you got married was pretty new structure, and it
Wow.
was a very nicely.
It was a nice
It
place.
was beautiful.
Oh, very nice. So, Rodney, back to you again.
Yes.
With your zeal for success in the musical world, you also had a chance to work with acclaimed international artists.
Oh, okay.
So this will be really neat to hear.
Sure.
Which made your name as a sought-after collaborator in the music industry of Toronto. If you could tell us in detail about the wonderful things that brought into your life.
Well, one artist I can name is his name's David Pomeranz. I don't know if you know the show Perfect Strangers. It's
Yes.
These two guys. Well, anyway, David Pomeranz is the voice of the opening theme of Perfect
Oh,
Strangers.
wow.
Standing tall. And when I finally got to meet him for the first time, we actually sang backing vocals for him. And then he became somewhat of a mentor to me,
Amazing.
like at backstage between sessions. He would just give me some ideas and so forth. And then eventually, and the nice thing about him is that he actually showed up on Chyrell set a birthday surprise for me, where he was actually on the Zoom call. And he sang a song, a happy birthday song for me.
Oh, that's
And ever since
incredible.
then, it's like we're hoping we
You
can
have
still
a nice
collaborate.
relationship. Yeah.
So, but I've worked with some other international artists, but I have to thank my wife for that.
No, she has to be always
Yeah,
thanked.
Always.
No, but
She is,
thank you for
she is a power excellence, I call her.
There you go.
he is actually.
Well, we help
Okay.
each other.
So let's move forward. Our question is quite similar. Even Cheryl has experience from a very well-known person who coached her from Nova Scotia.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, his name is Tenor Lender Mendoza.
Mendoza, yes.
So what did you do and how did you come in contact with another province? Like,
Okay.
huh?
Okay,
Tell us.
Yeah, so he's actually originally from Mississauga.
Mhm.
So
A
we
Filipino.
met- Filipino.
Uh-huh.
We met at a singing competition that I was in. He was one of the judges, and then we actually got introduced to each other through a friend. And that's then I heard that he was teaching vocals. So I did some vocal training under Leander Mendoza for a year with some friends as well. So it was fun because it's not only me doing vocal lessons. There's four of us, and then after the lessons we just jam and just sing whatever we can. Because he's
Sounds
also
like so
a good
much
friend.
fun,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, he's a very good friend of ours. And
Is he still active?
he's active. He was actually here in Toronto a few days ago. He just left because he had a show last Saturday.
But he's based in Nova
He's based in
Scotia.
Nova Scotia and he moved there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
because they needed fresh air.
There
That's
are
what it is.
Filipinos in Nova Scotia.
There are some. Yeah.
There are some.
There are
apparently,
some
yeah.
because all the provinces, Filipinos are there.
Just about every province.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Practically, we saw the presence is there.
Oh, okay.
The spread community is well spread.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
Go ahead.
Very good. So, Rodney, as you are now a well-known musician in Toronto, Canada has also had an opportunity of appearing on the world stage, and had an honor to participate and show your talent abroad. So, in Canada and abroad,
United States.
you're all over it. Yeah. If you can tell us how it all started internationally for you.
Internationally, well, you see, we've been part of conferences as well, and Chyrell and I love these health and wellness conferences and business conferences. And there was these competitions in some of these conferences. This one was called Shack the Idol, and they wanted to get talents from the entire community that was there. There was like 10,000 of them, by the way,
Wow.
in Las Vegas, and we were the
Huge.
only Canadian entry in there, and we actually got in. So the first time, we were actually the first one to perform under Gala Night, and we sang the prayer. And that's what we did. 10,000 people from Japan to from America,
Wow,
and
wow.
a little of a segment of Canadians as well. And then after that, we sung in Caesar's Palace.
Incredible
To sing
experience.
the American national anthem. They're the only Canadians to do
Beautiful,
so.
beautiful.
And the Cleveland Public
It's an honor, truly an
Ah,
honor.
Goodness, and we got even
It would
standing
be
ovations.
incredible experience.
Yes.
Yeah, great experiences.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Cheryl, what I saw from your bio that you had mastered in an art, your excellence and art in singing, but you even took up dancing,
Mm.
training and dancing and all that stuff. So, how did you develop your interest in dancing?
Well, I developed my interest in dancing because of the choir that was in the Philippines. It's called the UP Concert Chorus.
Mm.
Our choir does a lot of dancing and singing, so they call it choreo capella. I think it's
Choreo
they're the ones who
capella.
started
And
it.
it's a Spanish word, capella.
This is a Spanish word.
Uh,
A capella.
I think capella is a Spanish word.
I know
Or
a cappella,
Italian.
but-
A cappella.
yeah.
But I'm saying the dancing because we had to dance when we performed. So I had developed that liking. Okay, I wanted to keep on learning more of the different dance.
So you still dance? Various dances you do?
Not really. Not really.
You do.
I do.
Yeah, you do.
You do some
do
Latino
choreography.
dances?
Zumba. Maybe.
Some. Huh?
Even salsa?
Salsa.
Salsa.
Oh yes, I did
Salsa.
salsa. And Rodney and I did lessons in what did we do?
Oh, it was a
Waltz?
merengue. Or
Oh,
We
yeah.
did a competition.
For a wedding.
Wow.
We won that. No, we also did
For a competition, we won.
Cindy is connected to a dance school.
Oh, you
Yeah.
do the dance?
Yes.
I'm learning
and,
salsa.
And it's original.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
the owner is a Filipino.
Yes.
Oh, sweet, nice.
It's amazing.
Amazing. And a
Community.
long-time friend. Rosalie is also known to me for over a decade.
Dance to the rhythm.
When she
D2R.
started
Beautiful.
this place,
Mhm.
I was with her until today.
Wow.
I think she recently celebrated her 14th or something. 11th or
14
12th.
years?
Mhm.
Yeah. Of our school,
She-
same place.
Congratulations, sir. Wow.
Same
She'll be
place.
celebrating her 10th anniversary this year.
10th anniversary.
Wow.
So it's a
Yes.
decade. See,
Amazing.
But it's amazing.
I saw
amazing
that
to
girl working very hard, and she has
Yes.
trained thousands of students and
Wow.
from all over GTA. And
That's
Cindy is
amazing.
connected to
see.
her.
Yes.
She takes classes, and she's a very ardent.
I go almost every night.
Oh,
Every
almost
night, she's
Wow.
so fond of the school.
Yeah.
And even next time when we have the event, she always invites me for events because dances and some nice dinner and lots of entertainment. Even
Lots
we
of
invited Richie, and Richie also enjoyed.
Nice.
And some international guests were also here for the interview, and they also attended because on same week there was a event at Rosalie.
Nice.
So we had a real fun time with her.
It was so
Yeah.
diverse. So you get
Very
to meet
diverse.
so many different people from so many walks of life, and it's absolutely amazing.
It's a multicultural place.
This is
Very
And,
Canada.
and people who are interested in dancing, The place is in Mississauga, but it's Rosalie is the mastermind for that.
She absolutely is.
Okay, so we will be taking a short break, and we'll be back soon with welcome back after our short break.
Rodney, being an inspiring, well-known artist from Ontario, you also contributed your compositions abroad and is well received in Miami-based.
Oh,
Yeah, here we go. Reality online TV shows. If you can give us a full account of the shows in which you contributed abroad.
well, the shows that I contributed. Okay, you know the best-selling author, the New York Times best-selling author. It's called the 10X Rule. His name's Grant Cardone. And he's sold millions of books. But he had his own. He's a business sales and marketing guru. And my music. I do a lot of music licensing, and my music happened to end up on their show.
Oh,
It was a reality TV show. I was just watching this marketing episode, and as they were choosing their final person to work for the team, I heard something in there. Like, that's my music. Like,
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Because I the thing is that someone
But they have
bought.
taken the rights to play your
Yeah,
music.
whoever paid me $1,000 or something like that US dollars. It's like, I now
Wow.
know where it ended up, and if anything, and ever since then I've been selling licensed music.
Wow.
Online.
You know, like most of it's been in Russia, China, Taiwan,
Yeah, it's a license.
all over the world. Music,
Oh.
I do a lot of music licensing, like original music. But one of my songs was called Rise. It's on audiojungle.net. That's where I heard it, and it's like, oh my gosh! And he's like one of my favorite speakers in the
Amazing.
marketing and sales world.
What the coincidence of that, eh?
I know.
So you're an international figure.
Well, at least my
Other in
music.
Your name will be written in
Yeah.
the history from North America, especially Canada.
Well,
That you are
from Canada.
from Canada.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
You know, they use the Canadians' work on an American TV show, a reality TV show.
A reality TV show.
So yeah,
That's amazing.
it's an honor to be on that one too as
Yeah,
well.
for sure.
Cheryl, inform our viewers of Voice of Canada about your experience in theatre. You have got a great experience in theatre. Emphasize something about the theatre life.
Theater, okay. I really started doing musicals. Back as I said in the choir, I learned a lot with my choir in the university. So we did some musical plays, and then when I got into Canada, I did another play, Filipino play, with another group here organization. And I've been I did audition for the community theaters and got into one of the Rodney and I actually were together in one play called
Mhm.
Ragtime.
Ragtime.
And then with Saigon.
That was which year? Do you remember the year?
Oh,
2008, 9,
Eight,
7,
nine.
something like that.
I knew that time.
Yeah.
I knew Cheryl that time at least.
of course. From 96,
You're way
96 till.
Like that.
I wish we met prior to that. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, I mean, that was all my theater. And also did try to do straight act, acting without any music, without singing. So I did that one time with I played a role of I'm just saying there's just also I did also something like that. And there's more too, but I think those are the only ones that I can think of at the moment. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Actually, practically, we are coming to an end for our first episode. But I have got one important question because I was thinking, prior to COVID, you both were very, very involved with the selling of wellness product and attending international conferences for that product, which was well attended. And I used to follow you up, and the show was great, and you both used to go. So what happened? All of a sudden, that has become a lull. I mean,
Yeah, actually, everything had gone virtual. But as of late, ever since they've opened up everything, they've dropped all the restrictions. People can actually travel now, and so forth, but everything was done online. So Zoom became our best friend.
Yeah, the
I think
Zoom.
for everybody.
Actually,
Yeah,
Zoom
everywhere.
came to light even
Sure did.
during COVID.
Yes.
Believe me,
Yes.
I learned how to have meetings on Zoom.
Yes.
It's amazing, right?
It is
Because I
amazing.
remember I did all my meetings of political meetings at the same time about my platform. Because unfortunately, in 2020, I took up a license for Mrs. Universe, which was a very, very costly license for as a sole national director from Canada.
Wow.
And we had paid in US dollars. So it was a very big risk.
Wow.
And it's COVID stuck. And you won't believe our money was blocked for 2 years.
Oh my goodness.
And that event
Wow.
finally happened in the middle of 21. in Seoul, Korea, because there were hurdles and hurdles and hurdles. They did, and at the end of the that year, they did virtually. But I refused. I said, it's virtually doing a pageant
It's
doesn't
not
make
the
sense
same.
Yeah.
for me. Until I
the
see
same.
a person performing on the stage in front of your eyes and the judges judging, it's not there.
There are just
So
some
I
things which
refused,
will
and
fit.
I said, "Okay, I'll carry forward for the next year when it is done
Yeah.
physically in person." So finally, with great difficulty, till end we were in great loss
Oh wow.
financially. Otherwise, that is the world's largest and the biggest platform. But the organizers are not good, because since the time the Trumps have sold the original platform, Melania and Donald,
yeah.
it has gone to the local owners in Bulgaria.
Oh, Bulgaria.
So you know the Bulgarians. I would not like to say much, but I did not had a good experience.
Oh wow.
How
Mm.
badly, because I had a rough experience, because I did in 2015 also as the national director, but they gave me the license for Myanmar.
Myanmar. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So my winner from USA, she was very interested. So I said, okay, we will take up the license and you can participate. And that time also, 15, she spent over $10,000 US.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yes, it's a big amount. I'm talking
That's a
about
large
15.
amount.
It's a big
US.
amount. And she did not give me satisfactory reply.
Oh.
But again in 2020, when they offered me for Canada, I was tempted and I gave benefit of doubt. Okay, maybe there are misunderstandings with the contestants and the organizers and all. Now they must have developed, because
Mm.
it's so many years they are doing this, the largest in the Mrs. category.
Right.
But I was badly disappointed.
Wow.
And I decided never to touch them ever again.
No, I agree
Because
with you.
lot of corruption, they have changed the original format. Can you believe international pageant, one country, one girl, proudly represents the flag and everything. They had 30 girls from India representing as finalists in Mrs. Universe. It was become a ATM machine they made.
Well, it's
The pageant.
they're robotic.
And making money and
Yeah.
and to explode the figure up to 110 ladies. That was not the case.
That's a lot of
The
money.
universe, Mrs. Universe and Miss Universe are usually average 60, 65 ladies. We have
Right.
seen, especially for Miss category.
Yeah.
But they 110 ladies.
Hmm.
So that was just
That's-
they made it a money making machine.
Yeah.
And I simply refuse. Before you can say no, I am not going to work with you all. I have a repute, because I'm in the pageant industry since 2009. And I've been a certified international pageant judge as well.
So you would know.
Wow.
You would know.
So I could not digest all those things happening, unpleasant things. So it was very disappointing. And then that before 6 weeks, they even robbed my finalist.
Hmm.
They robbed my finalist.
Oh goodness.
Can you believe? Because
Yes.
I had selected the finalist in default,
Mm.
COVID time.
Wow.
So I always called she was a product of COVID. She did not prove worthy. She sold her royalties. And in 6 weeks' time, I had to arrange another finalist, which is pretty raw.
Yeah. Well,
In
it was
6
raw.
weeks' time, you cannot train
It's not
for
possible.
an international platform.
Wow.
And that was a total disaster.
Yeah.
And at times I think we should have avoided and let the block vacant for Canada.
Yeah.
But it was very disappointing.
It's like training a person to do
A
figure
very,
skating.
very bad experience from
weeks.
the
Yeah,
largest
exactly.
platform,
It's a skill.
platform of the world.
Wow.
You know. So go
Oh,
ahead.
that's too bad. Rodney, as you are known as a versatile musician, you also started pursuing other passions. If you could tell us what some of your other passions are in your life,
Oh wow. Yeah.
in which you showed your
Now
talent.
quickly we
and
are
your
about to the red science.
Well,
Sign is
design,
there.
art, movies, making, traveling. I love to cook as well, especially like Gordon
Oh.
Ramsay.
Wow,
As
that's
well.
an asset.
Yeah.
All different types of food.
Canadian,
Yeah.
if Canada,
Fusion.
if you don't cook,
Nice.
you can't
Yeah.
survive.
Oh, gosh, then we would be gone. But those are pretty much my passions.
And
But,
how about Cheryl? She cooks well,
oh, she
I
does
cook.
very well. She has her own cuisine as well.
own cuisine.
Her own cuisine, like Asian and
We'll
some
say
Filipino
Asian,
and so forth. Well, she would
Sige,
tell you
nice
better.
So,
Amazing.
viewers, we would be coming soon for our first episode with Rodney and Cheryl. the paucity of time, my production is showing me the signals to end the first episode. But let me assure you that we would be hearing two songs from Rodney and Cheryl. So we would request them to go ahead and sing.
There were times I was lost within my heart, like a missing piece from the picture of my life. I was lost and so alone, like a bird without its wings. Then you came along and helped me fly.
There are times I try to find a sign, and finding love, yet suddenly you're there. Like the sunshine breaking through, and a world of clouds of gray. Only you could touch my heart your way.
I was born for you.
God created you for me, so we could build the castle of our lives. You would clear my sky
When I'm flying through the storm, you would lift me high. When my life had fallen low, though every year we both began
a faithful tale of love. For you I would do it
all over again.
I love how we could build our dreams as one. But we are blessed with a blessed, wonderful life.
A wonderful life.
We will have the love we earn
till the world no longer turns,
and all our vows will dance the test of time. Oh!
I was born for you.
God created you for me,
so we could build the castle of our lives. We will clear the sky when I'm flying through the storm. You would lift me high when my life had fallen low. Though every year we both begin
a faithful tale of love.
for you, I would do it all.
I'll do it
over
Oh, you would clear my sky when I'm flying through the storm. You would lift me high when my life had fallen low. So every year we both began our faithful tale of love.
for you, I would do it all.
For you, I will do it all.
For you, I would do it all.
applause for Rodney and Cheryl.
Thank you.
They sang very well, and I am really very, very sure that our viewers of
amazing.
Voice of Canada are really going to enjoy this episode. With that note, we have really crossed our limit of our time, airtime also. So we'll be taking off from the episode 1. But let me tell our viewers that we are about to record the second part also of Cheryl and Rodney, because they have got so much content in their bio that it made us really, we could not resist that. We said no. And this is the first couple we are interviewing with to part
Yes.
2. We have called other guests at much after a few months,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
we are doing this second part simultaneously. And when we show the interview, we have to make sure that it should come in the same consecutive week.
Right.
Thank you.
Right,
Followed.
Thank you.
So we will be taking signing off. Cindy Young and Asphandiar Wadiwalla. We'll be again seeing you next week on Saturday. Keep watching our show. It's produced by Awaz TV Entertainment. So don't forget Voice of Canada, which gives the best shows from our channel, production house. And we look forward to your comments. So see you. Good night and adios. God bless Canada. God save the King.